So we're here down the Celtic Sires tent, and with me now is Gerard Brickley, who's going to tell me a little bit about Celtic Sires and how it all came about.
Yeah, well, how do we start? We were suckler farmers, and when the dairy quota was going to go, we looked at the figures closely, and I had been working part-time off farm, or full-time off farm, doing farming at weekends, so we just decided the figures didn't stack up. We wanted to go dairying, and we looked at this breed and decided that this was the way for us to go.
And what exactly does Celtic Sires do?
Well, in the first instance, I suppose at home we're dairy farming, so we put in a robot, milking with a full wood robot, and we put in, we brought 75 acres, so we're limited, if you like, in the amount of milk and the amount of cows we can keep on that. We wanted the maximum production out of them, that's why we went for Fleckvieh. As well as that, Celtic Sires as a company, we have the agency for all of the Austrian Fleckvieh semen, so any of it coming into Ireland comes through us. We sell directly DIY, and we sell through other AI stations as well.
And then the Fleckvieh breed is kind of unique in Ireland, I suppose. Not too many farmers know much about the Fleckvieh breed. How did you get to know about the Fleckvieh breed, I suppose?
Well, my father first imported Fleckvieh at the time, but is now known as beef Simmental in Ireland in 1973. So we've been breeding them since then. I worked for 7 years in Germany. We used to go up and down to Austria on visits. We imported several times. But that was the beef Simmental that we were in. We sold all of those, and we had links with the people out there. Fleckvieh is the second biggest dairy breed in the world. Fleckvieh Simmental as a combined is the biggest breed in the world. Not very well known in Ireland, but in continental Europe and Central Europe they are by far the biggest breed. Number one breed in Austria, southern Germany, Czech, Hungary, Poland, all of those countries. They're a dual purpose breed, but with a heavy weighting on dairy. I think they're very suitable for Ireland. They work well on grass. They're not a fragile cow, they're a strong cow. Milk almost as much as the top Holsteins, somewhere between a British Friesian and Holstein in milk yield. But you have a continental cow to cull, you have a continental calf to sell, and you have a strong cow in between.
So you sell semen as well, Gerard. Do you have a stud then on your farm, or how does that work?
Yeah, we import the semen because we can get a better quality. We can use all of the top quality bulls in Austria. We don't have a stud on the farm. We do have a semen depot there that's licensed from the Department of Agriculture. We had to do, obviously, to set that up. And so we do deliveries from that. Yeah. And
then how popular is then the uptake of the Fleckvieh semen in Ireland? Is it going to mainly Fleckvieh herds, or is there a mixture?
Yeah, there are very few pure Fleckvieh herds. Even us, we have a mixture. We started out with black and whites, and we're 75-80% Fleckvieh now. It's mostly going to crossbred herds. It's getting going gradually here. I would say the Netherlands are about 10 years at least ahead of us in this. The main breed crossbred in the Netherlands is Fleckvieh crossing on Holstein. Northern Ireland, that would be the number one cross into the dairy herd again for a dairy cross. Here, most of our people are British. They're a mix: British Friesian, Holstein, Jersey Cross. But in the last, I would say, 6 months, since the spring of this year, there's been a big interest because of the difference in calf value. Now, in the long term, that's not the biggest issue, but it's one issue. Fleckvieh calf is probably typically worth €300 more at birth than a Holstein or any other normal calf. So that's a lot. You have that on every second calf. You have a cull cow that will pretty well pay for the cost of rearing her replacement. So that changes the economics on that, besides having a cow that you have to put €1,000 with if you want to bring in her replacement.
So would you say that's kind of why they're becoming so popular in Ireland, the bull calf price? And
the bull calf initially is what's bringing people to us at the moment. In the long term, and we know this from people who have changed to Fleckvieh in Northern Ireland, in England, and in the Netherlands, in the long term they'll stay with the breed because of the health benefits, because it's a stronger breed, and because of the cull cow value also. But the initial thing that's bringing them at the moment is mainly the calf value, and it is becoming a serious issue here.
And do you think that kind of the Fleckvieh breed would suit all systems in Ireland? Let's say those heavier farms, wetter farms. Do you think a Fleckvieh breed would be the way to go for them?
Yeah, look, the genetic diversity in the breed is huge. They actually have they have 3 more separate bloodlines in the bull lines than Holstein. They're that big in terms of genetic diversity. So when people talk to us about what semen, we start talking to them, what's your farm like? Do you want bigger cows, smaller cows? Do you want proven bulls or whatever? We have a Jersey cross cow on display here, the third one over. So she's a straight cross between a purebred Jersey cow and a Fleckvieh bull. And she's probably the one here that's impressed people most. That cow will pass on any farm, wet or whatever in Ireland. And equally at the other end of it, the cow nearest to us here is suitable for an intensive system. She's going to yield over 11,000 litres this year. She'll match any top dairy cow.
That was my next question, Gerard. I was going to say, in terms of like milk production, what's this cow capable of producing, or the Jersey cross?
Look, we have a fairly normal system here. We don't have maize silage at home. We do feed them well. We will have 3 or 4 cows in our little herd that will go over 11,000 litres this year. We take study tours out to Austria twice a year, farmers that are interested to see. Every herd we go into, we're picking good herds of course, every herd we go into is averaging over 10,000 litres. Now, they're fed for it, but the cows are able to do it. So there's no question, but they have plenty of milk.
And then that Jersey cross cow over that a lot of people, you said, are interested in terms of production, what is she?
Yeah, she was slower last year. She did about 4,500 litres last year. She's going to go to 8,700 litres this year, 4.4 fat, 3.75 protein. She's averaging 25 litres at the moment, and I think it's 235 days. 235 days calved. Yeah.
And then, Gerard, do you think they're going to become more popular in Ireland in the future? What does the future hold for the Fleckvieh breed in Ireland, do you think?
They're the number 1 breed in Central Europe. They're way ahead of all of the smaller breeds that are already known in Ireland in the dairy sector. I have no doubt there's a huge future for them here. We've had massive interest here yesterday and today. And what's also bringing interest is the people changing over, and there seem to be an awful lot of people talking about changing over from beef and from suckling to dairy. And they're used to seeing beef, they see the value of it as a byproduct, and they want to see this dual purpose type animal. And as a nation, we need to be very careful about the animal husbandry, particularly of calves. And the best way to have that is have a calf that's worth something. If the calf is valuable, the farmer is going to mind it well. If the calf has 0 value or a minus value, then it's more difficult to ensure that the calf is going to be minded well. And this is an issue that we have to watch out as an industry.
So they're becoming a lot more popular. We've had plenty of visitors today.
Yeah, no, we've had a lot of inquiries for imports. People want to import a lot of heifers. We've sold a lot of bulls in the last 2-3 years. We're just seeing a massive rise, genuinely. Of course, from a low base. The breed started with nothing a few years ago. This is our 4th year, I think, at the show. And every year we've had a bigger stand, we've had more interest, we've a bigger order book going home. So, yeah, it's looking very good. Yeah,
that's great to hear. Thanks very much, Gerard, for talking to us today, and best of luck.
Thank you.
With your stand and the Fleckvieh breed.
Thanks for the opportunity.